All right, ladies and gentlemen, creeping and preparations are still going on here. The French FAI women team, the Lefties, they have now taken possession of the Wemby creepers. And another French team is waiting there. And there's action here on the other side too, still, as before. And then there is Mr. Gary Smith watching it on both sides. Gary, hi Gary.
Hey Kurt, how are you doing?
I'm fine. Yeah. So you have a busy time here or not?
No, I actually have a very relaxed time. I'm only here basically as a outside role for Hayabusa, watching them and watching them go through a competition for the first time. I missed the Shamrock, so it's great to see.
Yeah, I remember we talked about this before, that we would be here just to provide NSL news and commentary.
Exactly.
Where's Joey? Joey wanted to join.
I hope Joey's coming. I haven't seen Joey as yet.
So stuff is going on. The competition draw is out. Obviously, teams are creeping here. We have Rhythm there.
Yes. And for me, it's the first time I see them live and in real life. Besides watching them through your website, so it'll be great to see. And I think 3 months ago, I was on the Hayabusa app saying to them, do they really think this competition would go ahead? And it's been amazing how fast COVID is cleared, things have been allowed. I heard from Nicholas Hemlin that a month ago on the Belgium tourism thing, they said the US could not come into Belgium, COVID restrictions. So it was a shock to me, but it shows you how fast things have just opened up. And here we are, from not thinking we'd have a competition to having so many teams. It's fantastic.
Yeah. We see David, your former student, forward student over there. What's he doing?
Dave's going to be running like a chicken without a head right now. I think he told me he's got 5 teams that he's going to feel sometimes what I had, and I always said to myself how silly it was. But he's going to be running, and it's always tough at a competition because you work with teams throughout the year, and then when you come to a meet, they all want your attention, but it's only for one round at a time. So you hope to split yourself 5 times, So I understand what it all happens with coaches. There's always a big dilemma because you're trying to help a team, but you have to help 5. So it's quite difficult. Sometimes you miss the meet atmosphere.
I see business competition for you now. Well, who do we see here? What's going on the other side? There's another coach at work.
Yeah, Mathieu, obviously with the French girls. And I must be honest, I missed them, and in the background, the French juniors, I'm guessing. And I missed the open team, but the word on the streets here, there's big rumors going that how good they are. And they have 3 juniors in the team, I believe. So I think you saw them. I did not see them flying this morning. But apparently they are super good and very exciting for us to see.
Yeah, I have some of the video actually. I haven't posted it yet, but I will later. That's my next project to bring the open class teams. I recorded some of the speed test.
Yeah.
And that's where it caught my attention, that the French teams.
Yeah, I heard from some of the Swedish guys in the tent, because I asked them how they're doing, and they said, well, they work in progress. They've been training a lot for outdoors with rigs on, but that will still make them stronger indoors. Even if you take the rigs off, it will feel different. But they said the French looked amazing, the French open team. So and I know the French girls here, they can fly. So for sure they're going to be good. Obviously the Czech girls, we know how good the Czechs are. So that will be interesting if the French can push them a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. There was another surprise kind of.
Yes.
And it looked like the French, the Lefties, they still call each other.
Yeah.
That they will be able to keep on.
Yeah.
Probably with the Czech teams that makes it a competition at least.
Yeah, they can fly. I'm sure they've spent a lot of time in the winter now in the tunnel. So, and maybe, I don't know how much the Czechs have done in the tunnel, but for sure the French, especially with Mathieu as coach, they'll be prepared and ready for this meet.
Yeah. The Czechs live in the tunnel kind of anyway.
That's also true.
Not really. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but they have trouble actually.
But you know what? When you get to a certain level, it's hard to motivate yourself to keep going. You know.
Yes. So, and that's what Jan Klapka actually said. You know that they like competition, but they don't like the training that much.
No, it's hard. It's hard. And we all like that. And I was speaking to again Nicholas Hemlin and saying how great it is that we train and go to the tunnel, and eventually now you can have a competition. So it's long overdue that we can compete again, and it kind of puts the passion back into it. That's why you train.
Yeah, the Mondial in Tanai was so reduced with teams, right?
Yes.
So this is the first one that seems to have a reasonable participation again.
Yeah, I think fantastic, and also to the organizers here, how they put it together. I mean, I'm sure as much as we doubted, they must have also doubted if this was ever going to happen.
Right. Yeah. Yes, they said it actually, and they were supposed to do it in 2020, right?
Yes. Yeah. It's 2021. It was delayed for sure. And then when they put it up again and all of it, I honestly did not think it was going to go ahead.
Let's talk about the draw. Did you take a closer look at it already?
Yeah.
I mean, we see the creeping here, but we don't know anything.
Well, round one is a slower round. It's got random O and then 18, 14, and that move from the 18 finish to the 14 is not user friendly. If the trained teams will just take the blind turn out of it. But for example, even with Hayabusa, they're taking the longer turn from the 18 to the 14. Just because they don't feel confident with it. Neil has to learn his move, and for a round one, it's going to be hopefully for them just a solid jump. It's not going to be a fast jump. And then round 2, 3, and 4, very, very fast. That's where the averages will come in. And then I haven't looked too much at it, but for sure round 5, 6, and 7 are going to be slower rounds. It's more block heavy with memory in it. So tomorrow will be very interesting to see round 2. It's got block 9 in it, 3 randoms in the block 9. Not always the easiest engineering, but it'll be quick. And then round 3 and 4 are also pretty fast with the 19 and 1 with 2 randoms in it.
There is round 1, right?
That's rhythm was round 1. Now you're going to see as they finish 18, they have to go to 14. They also take in the longer move. And maybe they're just looking at it, but I'm pretty certain airspeed there's 2 options. If you've trained enough, there's another 14 that you take your second 14, where you basically go into a B slot 14. That's going to be the quickest one. Or as they finish the 18, the centers make a blind turn. They take the short turn into the 14. So they just do 90 degrees outside turn. They might look at it now. Yeah, there's the outside turn. And then you just keep going. And that's good, but it's not so easy out of an 18 that doesn't finish well. If you've got the momentum and it's not going the good, your hip's going the one way and then it's got to come back the other way. So you always, when you finish an 18, your hip's going out from the center. Now you have to bring it back in. So that's the that's a little bit of a problem. But if you do good 18s, it should not be a big problem.
And the control over the finishing of 18 is better in the tunnel usually than it is in free fall, right? So it's easier to control it here.
Yeah. You can, but if you miss one and then somebody's snatching at a grip, or you have a bit of a sword fight on a grip and you lose a point or 2, then you think, is it worth it? Is it worth it on a jump that's not so fast?
Ah, look, there's a shift change coming here. Rhythm is gone. Oh, they must have gone backwards.
Spanish team. Yeah, I don't know if they decided what they're going to do. They're probably going to think about it and come back and creep it, or think about it tonight and decide tomorrow morning. It's tough on a round 1 to do it. You know, what do you do? There's a little bit of nerves, and then now you've got to go out and do a move that is not the easiest move out there.
So it sounds like, as what you said, the first 4 rounds, are the faster ones after round 1.
After round 1. Round 2, 3, and 4 are fast.
But since there will be 4 rounds on the first day, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So it's almost like the meet will be decided possibly on the end of the first day.
Well, yeah, you could see the splits for sure. You could see whoever's the quick teams will be away. Maybe not after the first round. depending on what engineering everybody takes. And I'm pretty certain if I was airspeed, if I know airspeed, they'll take the outside turns to the 14, the quicker turns. I've seen them do it before, or they'll take the other 14. You know, and so in that sense, and when you finish the 14, you're only going to an O. So it doesn't. It's, I think either choice is quicker than the longer turn.
Yeah. And that could be that's a significantly longer turn. So that could be a little decisive move there.
For sure. And I think that's almost in the Hayabusa camp. What they decided is to try and just do just a solid first jump and then attack a little bit on round 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah. So that would be whose strategy? That would be whose strategy?
Yeah. No, not my strategy.
No, Hayabusa strategy.
Yeah, so they're trying to just put a solid first jump together, catch the 18s, do their best 14s, and then attack a little bit on round 2, 3, and 4.
Do you? You're saying that, so you feel like Hayabusa still loves the faster sequences like they used to?
Well, they love it, but for sure they're not as fast as they were. There's no doubt. It's a little bit unfair on Neil if I speak too much about it, but I think all teams like the faster sequences. And if I watched Hayabusa fly, they're good with them. But Neil's still got a long way to go with learning to get into the rhythm and trust himself. He's in a difficult slot where you've got to trust and go. But that's, again, for him, it's been since December that he started. He started in in November. And here we are now 4 months later.
With a 28 average.
Yes. Yeah. He's done a 28 average. So that's also, we have to keep thinking of that. Yeah. And he's only been in the sport for 6 years. We all know how it starts. He was more of a boogie jumper, got into a 4-way team, got to a 14 average, and now he's in here, trying to get a medal.
Yep. Interesting career. Very quick career.
Yeah.
But anyhow, it still sounds, no matter what, the end of the first day will be a telling situation.
Yes, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I think we always say in the slower rounds, you should not, even if you do a bad jump, you're not going to lose that much. If you do a bad jump on the fast rounds, you're going to be in trouble. And that's round 2, 3, and 4.
And that's 3 of them in a row. So you need 3 good rounds, and if you have 3 good rounds, you have, to look good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Gary, have a good vacation here.
Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna be loving tomorrow morning early, 7 a.m. I'll be here, or 8 a.m. it starts, but we'll be here early and sitting back and watching the flow.
And we'll definitely talk again at the end of the first day.
Yeah, for sure.
And then maybe Joey will be here.
I hope so. I hope. I mean, I'm to be honest with you, I think Joey was in the US, so I'm not sure if he's coming across here. I'm starting to doubt it. But if you asked me a week ago, I would have said he would definitely be here.
We'll see tomorrow morning, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, Gary. Thanks.
Thanks, Kurt. Have a good evening.
You too.